Many of you know the history and background of this facility, that they hired Gateway to do the planning and development of this facility. The City Commission and Davis County Fiscal Court approved a tax increase to revitalize the entire downtown. They purchased the Executive Inn, they raised the Executive Inn in 2009, and they hired us in 11, and they'll be open in 14. So while we've been out of the market for a while, we're back in the market. And in really about an eight-year period or so that we've been really kind of out of the market. Many of you, I know you all been to the Executive Inn, but that's basically the location and how it sits there. But one thing that's a little different is that the pedestrian walkway that we had here is now been removed. The way the two buildings, the way the Hampton Inn and Suites connected, it just didn't really have a good fit, and so that ended up going away. It's 3,000 square feet of gross space, offering over 92,000 square feet of function space. Again, it opens on January 31st. The first floor exhibit hall, the real addition to the space from where the original plans called for were to make the exhibit hall bigger. And when you look at our marketplace and what we're trying to put in there in terms of expos, boat shows, car shows, those things need the larger space. And so we were very fortunate to have the additional 45,000 square feet of space for our exhibit hall. The second floor, you go up to the mezzanine, will be all the administrative offices. And there are some additional meeting rooms there. As many of you know, the first responders to this building were the Green River area firefighters, who will be coming back to Owensboro in 2015. And as part of the discussions with them, they needed some more meeting rooms. So we actually carved out some space, some additional meeting rooms on that level for them. On the third floor, there are two 13,000 square foot ballrooms that will break into 5 meeting rooms apiece, so 10 rooms on each side. We have a full service kitchen on this level. In the middle there is the kitchen, and then another called the Riverview room that opens up onto this terrace that overlooks the Ohio River. They're really stunning views from that level. Obviously, it's designed to meet the community needs and really drive some economic development and the quality of life in the Owensboro community. Obviously, part of the development, a very important part, is having the additional hotels. We're very fortunate to have 2 hotel operators from Owensboro that have invested in their hometown to make that a reality, to have those 2 hotels. I will tell you, we manage a building in Las Cruces, New Mexico that does not, right next to the university, New Mexico State University, does not have a hotel, and it struggles. And it struggles in part because it doesn't have that hotel component. And as we reach out to our market, we find that the hotel piece is really, really critical to making it work. A 150-room Hampton Inn and Suites, and then the Holiday Inn is a 120-room on the other side. That'll be opening in the late fall of 2014. Obviously, there's an ecosystem as we develop these kinds of facilities and these venues in the community. And really, they're designed to get people to town. They're a public venue that gets people to town. They visit restaurants. 92% of them visit restaurants, entertainment. We ask them to stay over. We're inviting people to stay. If their conference ends on Thursday, we want them to stay till Friday after 5 on Friday. So we really are designed to try to keep them in town as much as we can and turn them upside down and shake every coin out of their pocket before they leave town. And that's really the ecosystem of what these kind of facilities do in a community. We measure success based on the hotel rooms booked. Right now, we have, just in 2014, we booked almost 5,000 hotel rooms as a result of the convention center. The economic impact that it has, they take a per capita spending in a community, and then they work that into an economic figure. That's very important to us. Obviously, it needs to try to break even. They typically lose a little money, in part because they're just free space. They're space that people, and it's also a very competitive environment as well. Hotel occupancy, number of visitors, public relations, etc. are the other ways that we measure success of these kind of venues. We look at what's important to these types of centers, and obviously wireless is very, very important. And if you think back to dial-up, your 14.4 Earthlink dial-up, and even 8 years ago, 10 years ago, and where we are today, now we'll have a 100 megabyte pipe into this facility for wireless internet. We're providing it free of charge. It's a very important piece for meeting planners to have wireless access. And looking back at the IT guy back there, Tom, shaking his head. Obviously, it's a very multi-purpose building. It is not an arena. It has no fixed seats. It's not a sports center, or it's not a Ford Center in Evansville. It's just flat space, but it's designed for meetings, conventions. We can do concerts and those sorts of things, but it's designed for consumer shows, banquets, sporting events, and other meetings and conventions. One of the things when I have these opportunities to speak, which again I appreciate, is the opportunity to talk about how we book that facility. And what we really do, and I don't know if any of you have ever seen the college professor that puts the rocks in the jar, and he says, you know, does anybody say the jar's full? Well, then he adds the little rocks on top. Well, the big rocks for us are those multi-day conventions. They drive hotel room nights, they drive economic impact. So we're focused on booking those conventions. We have 14 right now booked for 2014. Those are the important parts. The little rocks are the multi-day public events, consumer shows, boat shows, hunting and fishing shows that are run through the weekend. They'll run a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. They do involve room nights, and they drive a lot of activity into your community. So that's the second priority. And then the last priority are single-day events, holiday banquets, wedding receptions, things that are just single-day types of events. So we really try to follow that guideline, and it's a guideline that we have approved with the city to really focus on. We really try to partner with the city. Obviously, partnering with GRADD has been a wonderful opportunity for us, but the other important entities in the community. One of the things that's really been impressive here, and I've opened a lot of buildings, is we instituted a Bring Your Meeting Home campaign, asking people who are members of associations or members of Kite Flyers of America, and they invite that group back. And all you have to do is give us the lead, and we'll call Fred, and it's a done deal. And we have generated over 200,000 leads and almost $350,000 worth of business just from the people of the community helping us find those leads. So it's been really, really great to have that. We really try, as we went to looking at our calendar, collaborating on other events that are already here, events that are in the community that we can partner with, if you will, to make sure that we add value to them in some way. Lastly, I would just say that the most important piece to our company is service. You get one chance to make a first impression, as they say, and so when people come to the Owensboro Convention Center, we want them to experience, and these are our top 10 ways that we provide service in our company, because it's, as you all know, it's easier to keep business than get new business. So we're all about whoever comes here in 2014 and beyond, that they have the kind of experience that we want them to have in this part of Western Kentucky, and make sure that we're treating them the way they want to be treated, and they'll come back.